next aircraft to demonstrate for us will be the North American F.86 Sabre jet. And we have a very unique moment here because with a P-51, a B-25, and an F-86 in the sky, we had 3 North American aircraft, 3 North American products. The F-86 Sabre jet screams by. A little bit of data on this bird. This is the earliest surviving example of the F-86 Sabre jet in the world. It's the only A-model F-86 that's flying. This particular aircraft was built in 1948, came out in 1949, and of course was used in Korea. And jot this down if you would please. This is a magnificent aircraft. You can read more about it by simply remembering Golden Apple Operations. www.goldenappleoperations.org. If you just put Golden Apple Operations, well, you'll get to the site that will tell you all about this aircraft. And it has quite an incredible history. Still going strong. Doing a magnificent job here in the skies over the most famous fighter station in the world, Biggin. Altitude for airspeed now, lining up with the runway, getting ready to come across for a fast pass. If you've got your video camera, turn them on and shoot it now.
And the aircraft today is being flown by F.Mk.XVIII, CBE. And Cliff retired from the Royal Air Force in 2003. He's made it out to Wanaka a few times and flown some warbirds out there. But he's had a long career in the Royal Air Force. Jet Provost, the Nat, the Hunter, and then Treble One, flying Lightnings. 1,400 hours on Lightnings.
That's a survival in itself, I say.
He then moved on to the Phantom and flew that for a number of years. And then in 1989, took command of RAF Mount Pleasant on the Falkland Islands. So a very distinguished career. He continued then, flew the Tornado F3 and served in Saudi Arabia and through the Gulf War.
But he loves the F-18. He said it's a great airplane. He's had it in, he was involved in the invasion in Iraq back in the beginning. He's flown into the Far East and what have you.
I think this is really the farewell of the what I would call the real jet fighter.
The viable aircraft. It was introduced publicly to the world at a symposium in Milan, Italy. I am going to show you swept-wing technology. Well, nobody was paying attention from our side. An aircraft from about the same era is about to depart. Not a North American product, but a Douglas aircraft. I'll tell you about it in just a moment. But the beautiful old Sabre in wonderful traditional livery is back on the ground and will be, I don't know whether he may hold or come back on the taxiway. But in the meantime, over to your left, folks. Four big Pratt & Whitney engines, 2,500 horsepower each, rolling down the line here. There's a sound, oh my gosh, doesn't that take you back?
Travelling almost around the world to come to this air show, and I travelled there New Zealand on Monday from Hong Kong to London. Took 12 hours 45 minutes and I never really thought about it. In fact, I moaned about the long time it took in the aeroplane to get here. How long would it take to fly Hong Kong, London, and how many stops would you need if you were in a DC-6?
It'd be a completely different route. Conveying stuff to Christmas Island for the nuclear tests in 1959. Oh, those were not good times. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. About as close to a barrel roll as you're going to get in a DC-6. A beautiful arcing pass, pointing the airplane down toward the left, rolling his wings left again. That's as close to an aerobatic pass as you're ever going to get out of a huge transport like the DC-6. And there's an airplane that's as old as the hills, too. My goodness. I wonder what kind of stress was just put on those rivets. He's flying it like a Piper Cub. My gosh.
He's almost keeping it within the confines of the airfield. It's wonderful.
Yeah. This aircraft eventually wound up with Air Atlantique in 1987. Saw a lot of great service there. It's been completely refurbished. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they're trusting the rivets to that handling today.
I don't think they're serving lunch at the moment.
But you'll get a chance to look at it up close and personal near the rope lines later, and to meet the pilot as well. Back from your right, here comes our big old transport again. Every time it flies by.
They were used as water bombers, weren't they, as well? They used the DC-6 for water bombers.
It's one of the most, I think it's the best of the late, what do I want to say, engine, just standard engine transports. Very versatile, very well built, very well designed, great strength. Yeah, water bombing, all kinds of things. It's turning engines whose technology was 60 years old.
Easily.
So the most refined examples of the engines, the most refined examples of aircraft design to that date. That was sweet. You actually had the opportunity to see the aircraft prepare itself for landing by putting the gear up.
Something up until, I guess, really the 1940s, people travelled by sea. All of a sudden, the world was open.
It was. No, 1958 was the advent of 707 service. Okay, one more pause here for a beautiful pass. Let's listen to those engines. Zigzagging back and forth through time here today in the most amazing way. Blériot, jet, recent, ancient. But this is one of the most ancient pelicans of them all that we look back on as an airplane that we heard as kids and rode in, and I have to say that introduction of the Pan Am in 1958. There's a little video that they put out in 1958 that was pretty remarkable. I actually had the distinction of traveling as a boy from New York to Beirut in a Pan Am 707 in 1958. Watch this, folks. Perfection. A perfect landing. Not a 3-point, which you don't want to do. As close to a 3-point as you dare do in an aircraft like that. Wonderful flying.
indeed a privilege and pleasure to be part of one of the oldest air show, the Biggin Air Show. By performing at this place, we are now a part of history as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarang team is an embodiment of deep professionalism ingrained in each air warrior of the Indian Air Force. The team strives to proudly present before you a unique spectacle to prove a point. Our team flies the state-of-the-art advanced light helicopter known as Dhruvs, which means the North Star. This helicopter is manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. For the information of all spectator, our display team is named Sarang, which in Sanskrit means peacock. Incidentally, peacock is also the Indian national bird. Ladies and gentlemen, towards your left, presenting the Sarang in inverted wine glass formation. The helicopters which you are seeing right now have been painted in a unique paint scheme, which utilizes bright colors and has a form of peacock superimposed on it. It certainly adds warmth, cheer and color to this wonderful sky. Leader has ordered a change to India formation, or known as line aston position. Line aston position is mainly used in a formation while taking off and landing. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request a round of applause for this wonderful India formation. Number 2 and 3 splitting to the left and right. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarang in diamond formation. As you now look to your right, you can see our 4th member peeling off from the formation for a short break. The other 3 helicopters are now positioning for a unique spectacular maneuver. Wasn't that amazing? It gets even more difficult performing in unison and references for formation shifting from
First of all, I would like to apologize for my French accent, but I really wanted to talk you in your language. This aerobatic team is exceptional because it's the only civilian professional jet team in the world. And this year, for the first time, the formation is made of 7 L-39 Albatros jet trainer. Since 1983, this team is supported by Breiting, the prestigious Swiss brand. Enjoy the display with music. B1 formation, and now Callisto formation. formation. Sheriff and Olive are out. And while the team is repositioning for the bomb burst, which will start the second part of the display, Sheriff and Olive performs various rolls and barrels to show you the handling characteristic of the L-39 Albatros. Orders for the bomb burst. And just in front of you, it was Gaston. And now on your left, closed 360. Followed by Sheriff. This maneuver had been invented by Jacques Botelin, the leader. Ladies and gentlemen, on your left, 5 aircraft. On your right, the 2 aircraft for the Pac-Man. And they will hit Pompon and the Sheriff. Ready? It was very close. And just in front of you, the team is coming back for a drizzle. Side and the other side. And just in front of us, the last time, the main formation is coming in a big area formation. They wing over to allow the solo just after to say hello.
The first display of the Breiting jet team with 7 ships in UK to the public of Biggin Hill today. I hope you enjoyed.
And that was the little voice. The final split. Ladies and gentlemen, all the Breiting Jet team, hope you enjoy yourself and we wish you a very nice day.
Of offensive firepower, and if you look directly in front of you, you'll see the Tornado F3s, call sign Scorpion, about to take up their initial positions. They are quickly followed by Tornado GR4s, call sign Spartan. The F3s are tasked with providing air defence for the mission, GR4s close air support for the mission.
Scorpion arriving now, establishing cap.
Liaise directly and train very, very intimately with the Chinook helicopters to provide intimate support whilst they're protecting the troops on the ground, and also artillery support where required.
SAM launch, evade.
Brimstone missile weighs just 50 pounds. Incorrect, 50 kilograms, is 6 foot long, but is devastating on such an attack.
All aircraft magic. Be advised, enemy aircraft are launching from the airfield.
Roger, Scorpion pursuing.
Well, things are certainly moving very fast. The Sentry D3D Magic has detected enemy aircraft taking off from the airfield and directing the Scorpion F3s westbound.
Further targets for you. Friendlies will mark targets with orange smoke. Confirm target and attack at your discretion.
So the two GR4s remain in the open, waiting instructions from the troops on the ground to provide additional fire support if it is required. We just heard the code word Liberator, Liberator, Liberator. That means our rescue troops have located the two captured personnel. They have been recovered and are about to be evacuated from the area by Chinook helicopter. Again, the Chinook is being protected by the Apache.
Scorpion, this is Magic. Heads up, bandits 5 miles bullseye.
Support with its 30mm cannon. The cannon can be slaved to the pilot's head, so wherever they
team flew 16 Hunters, the Red Arrows can only muster 9 points. I believe the Hunter is being flown by Andy Jet today. That sounded painful. This Hunter was built specifically as a 2-seater.
They're going to be in the way sooner or later, wherever you're on the flight line, aren't they?
I said before, the Meteor never really saw combat during World War II, but it did in one sense, and that was the pulse jets of the V1 flying bombs that came right across this part of the country in 1944. But on the 4th of August 1944, Pilot Officer Dean tipped the first V1 out of level flight using his wingtip. Didn't need ammunition, cannons had failed, so he pulled it alongside it in a dive and gave it a flip. I would say that probably the wingtips never touched.
But they terrified people when they didn't kill them. And they terrified them just about every night for several months. Absolutely incredible. Most of those passed on now, the people who remember the little bugs, even the children, because we're talking about 1940.
Civilians were killed in England, in London alone, in 31 days during the V1 attacks. It's huge. Whole families wiped out.
Yeah. Incredible.
In the saddle, and she's earning a living again.
Yeah, something similar in New Zealand travel. We, how can I put this? With the demise of our strike wing by our Labour government, with now no strike aircraft in the RNZAF, the Navy needed something to shoot at, so the privately owned Hunter was brought back into use and contracted to attack ships.
It wasn't an Australian one, was it?
A New Zealand one.
Was Colonel Burnett, Squeak Burnett. They had flown air shows together in the 30s in the United States. She flew a German glider. Did an incredible job with it. And he was so thrilled, this chap Burnett, that he couldn't stop talking about her.
Well, let's get back to the matter in hand, Ron, which is the immaculately restored Hunter in front of us, which was bought as a restoration project by Ronan Harvey, which is the owner of Kemble Airfield, chief executive of Delta Jets, and it's been taken actually since 1996 to get into
redoing it at the cost.
Probably about £25 million.
The dedication by people who restore these aircraft and keep them flying for us to have the privilege of watching here is absolutely incomprehensible, or uncomprehendable, but not comprehensible.
And I'm just been told that all the Breiting pilots are in the Meet the Pilots tent, so if you want to go down there and speak a little French, do a little dance, then they're all down there showing off their je ne sais quoi.
Churchill.
Yeah.
What General Biggin had called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin. Upon this battle depends the survival of Christian civilization. Upon it depends our own British life and the long continuity of our institutions and our empire. Then the whole world including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and perhaps more protracted by the light of perverted science. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the years immediately after World War II, it became usual for a Spitfire. Now, they've got a considerable collection of aircraft, the BBMF, but really it's that formation of Spitfire and Hurricane led by the mighty Averitt Lancaster that's so well known and recognised, and that sight and those nostalgic sounds of the mighty Merlins are here with us again this weekend to enjoy and to remember the extraordinary history in the spiritual home here at Biggin Hill of the Royal Air Force.
This is indeed the spiritual home, but going back to the fight, back to the fight, back to the fight, to keep the enemy from our shores. And of course, as you know, they were successful. The invasion was cancelled. England remained free to hold hands and fight with you. And if it hadn't been for the fact that England was still free, where in the world would we have put all those B-17s that then attacked Germany? And the answer is nowhere.
Right, the Hurricane.
Many a Hurricane flew out of Biggin Hill as well.
Yes, they're oft forgotten, I think, Ron, and put into second place. Of course, the Hurricane is one of the classic fighters of all time. The prototype made its maiden flight on the 6th of November 1935. And it is worth remembering that during the Battle of Britain, RAF Fighter Command fielded more Hurricanes and Spitfires, and Hurricanes achieved a similarly greater proportion of combat kills during that battle, a remarkable total of 14,500 Hurricanes built. Not too many left now.
No, in the Battle of Britain from Biggin Hill. And when we put those two aircraft in the sky together, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Indeed.
It was so moving.
Hurricane running in.
The beautiful sound of that engine. A very unique sound. And that aircraft, actually, I think you were telling me earlier, survived in active duty for over 40 years.
Absolutely. The other thing, of course, is it was a bit like the F.Mk.XVIII that we saw earlier on. The Spitfire, without doubt, exceptional equivocation. If an aircraft looks right sound, it flies right. I know there are many of you here, but you will, I suppose, inevitably get fewer each year that remember back in those days these nostalgic sights and sounds. Sigh for a Merlin.
Meteors.
And they carry some seriously big mummies under there. It's actually now in a different paint scheme, Phantom of the Ruhr.
Is it?
Yes, from its original experience.
Wow, I can imagine.
The one thing I remember most about it was that unlike the B, if you fly the B-17, you can move the aileron controls, and although it's heavy, you just roll from side to side. With this aircraft, like a Tiger Moth, unless you put in an enormous boot full of rudder, you get massive adverse aileron yaw.
Lots of resistance.
Yeah, and it
says, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
It's like a big Tiger Moth. There it is, the gears down, ladies and gentlemen, a nice steep turn to come around from your right.
But it's a day that we can all look back upon and remember.
Here is the midnight view, and it's down on the Dhruvs. Up to 10 o'clock, 1 75 German aircraft had been destroyed in today's raids over this country. Today was the most costly for the German Air Force for nearly a month. In day-night raids, between 350 and 400 enemy aircraft were launched in 2 attacks against London and southeast England.
They've been to several places, I know, en route today, even just to get here, having flown from up north, and they really, really try, even if it's only a fly past, just like we're getting today, to show their presence. Staff and aviation paraphernalia particularly. The transatlantic company there, just on the flight line behind the conference stand there, very well worth it. Okay, so
we still have a whole hour of air display.
We still have a whole hour of
with
air display.
With a beautiful, touching, moving finale that I think you want to read.
Now, I'm going to say, can anyone out there see the Falcons? Are they out there? Can we see anything? Yes, for the first time, the commanding officer, Flight Lieutenant Louise Buxton. Yeah, I think she's out there somewhere. Anyway, to tell you all about it.
Look at this, look at this.
Oh yes, look, just touching down right behind. Yes.
Magnificent.
A young man there standing in front of me. He's been a pilot for, I don't know, 13 years or something, and, no, 30 years, and apparently...
Talking. In the 90th year of the Royal Air Force, the 2008 Typhoon.
Go, baby, go! Some of these manoeuvres, it just defies aerodynamics. How does that work?
Well, what Charlie's got at his hands there is a quadruplex flight control system, which is 4 independent computers all working together to make it happen. So all Charlie has to do is demand what he wants, and the computers will do the rest.
Oh, yes!
Not just triplex, quadruplex.
That delta profile of the Typhoon. And what you'll see as he comes closer to the crowd is the afterburners kicking in of the Eurojet EJ200 engines, and you'll really feel the power that it's got to offer.
Slow speed manoeuvrability with all the kind of heights. I mean, this puppy's going to do what, Mach 2?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what the Typhoon's capable of. But the key thing is the agility that the airframe has, and with the 4 planes at the front of the aircraft working in the clean air to give them manoeuvrability, the quadruplex flight control system is a truly world-beating aircraft. Ready for air-to-surface operations, makes Typhoon multi-role.
Now there's some wee bitties on the end of the window. I believe it can carry an incredible array of the very latest weaponry.
defend himself against air missile attacks, and also there's an extensive defensive aid suite contained in there, so Typhoon's got absolutely everything the pilot needs.
And the output, fire and forget?
Absolutely, there's a whole arsenal available for Typhoon, not only in the air-to-air environment, but also in the air-to-surface environment as well. So all the modern capabilities that you need from fast jet combat air power, Typhoon's got there. Whenever
upside down out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah,
Yes.
great photo opportunity here. Inverted Typhoon.
Excellent. So what would Charlie have been flying for his
Well, Charlie, no female pilots flying Typhoon, but that's all set to change.
Okay.
You'll be surprised. We expect within the next 12 to 24 months that the first female will start show that it's not just for males, there's also females flying in the RAF.
It is actually very slightly depressing. There you are, flashing around in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2008 Typhoon.
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. How many lanes did you get out of a set of tyres, Andy?
Oh, it's very very user friendly. So
watch this. Watch this. Oh, yeah. Now that's the way to do it.
Sweet
You see
as
the
a
hawk that came in earlier on, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? Is this? No, this is the ultimate flying machine, the RAF's Typhoon Eurofighter. Andy, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause because Charlie, the pilot, can actually see you out there. Even though he's got a little shoot out the back, give him a big round of applause.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
Bless you. Thank you for being with us.
The finest rehearsal I've ever done. Tomorrow we do the real show.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, it's not absolutely all over till the fat lady sings, so don't rush away, number one. Number two, if you are going, please don't.